So several of these out here, but you know, I'm going to tell one about us. I'm going to tell a story about American Airlines here. The reason I'm going to tell a story about American Airlines is because it's going to lead into some things we're going to talk about this afternoon. This issue of automation dependency, you know. Where was it, 15 years ago or so, where we started talking more and more about automation, and we more and more started focusing on buttons to push to fix an errant flight path, or typewriters to type in, or switches to move, or levers to reposition, rather than flying the plane? See? Because it started, it wasn't our fault, the whole industry embraced it, and we just went down the road with everybody. But it definitely crept in. Let me give you an example. The example relates to, in this case, inboard flap asymmetry. 10 years ago, when I was a 767 check airman, we had no 757s in American Airlines at that time. And then 9 years ago, we got our first 757 airplane was coming, and before we got the airplane, we got a CAE simulator for the 757. Well, as check airmen, corporately, we view that simulator as a toy. I mean, we jump in there, we want to find out how it flies, and then we want to push every single fault button in the simulator, see what happens, and how you deal with it. So corporately, our check airman group is doing that very thing with this new 757 simulator when they come to a button that says inboard flap asymmetry. So they push it. See? And when they push it, what happens in the simulator is the right inboard flap goes down and the left one doesn't. And they find out something very interesting. On a 757, this is an eye-watering roll. It is the worst rolling fault for asymmetry I know of any in our fleet aircraft. And when you come up with the yoke, it doesn't even slow down. See? Well, watch what I just did there, okay? We call Boeing Aircraft Company and we say, hey, Boeing, do you know that when you have an inboard flap asymmetry on a 7.5, this guy really goes for a trip? And Boeing says, well, yes, that would be true, but that can't happen.